Well, this track here is affectionately known locally as the goat track, so I'm going to head up there. I was up here the other day on my MX60 with my mate and his skateboard. I took a photo from just on the top there. So I'm going to just chuck my GoPro on the front of the four-wheel drive here, and we'll go for a bit of a wander, and because hopefully this will show exactly how rough this terrain is. And I had to walk up a couple of hills. I'll point them out. I'll try and do a voiceover after this because I'm going to stick the GoPro on the front of the truck so you won't be able to hear me. Okay, well, let's see where this goes. And I know it sounds like I'm revving the guts out of my truck, but I'm actually not. It's just because the microphone's right in front of the bloody truck, So I'll just turn that down a bit. So this hill coming up here made that no problems. In fact, it's a bit bouncy on some of those rocks there, but you can see I'm slowing down. And when we got to the top here, after I carried it across this cattle grid because I couldn't ride across that, I took a selfie of my mate walking up the hill because his skateboard wouldn't do it. Made it all the way up this hill, so that was pretty impressive. In fact, it was a nice little scene at the top here because there was a kangaroo kind of just didn't know what was going on because my scooter wasn't making the sort of noises he was used to. One of the good things about two wheels is that you can actually pick the nicest line through the road, whereas with four wheels you're kind of like stuck. And I've had my truck up here in the rainy season. Fucking, I wouldn't take the scooter up there then. No way in shit. Just yeah. And this clay soil just sticks to everything. So yeah. And that's where the kangaroo was. My mate made up most of these on his skateboard too, actually. The off-road electric skateboard, or all-terrain electric skateboard. He bought a new one. It's quite nice. Personally, I don't like the controller on it. People complain about the controller on the scooter being a bit twitchy, but controllers on the... Yeah, anyway. The track goes all the way up there to the left and across the ridge there, so, you can see that it's a reasonably steep bit of road. Wide angle tends to not make it look as steep as it is. And I guess a lot of people from the city would go off-road, but it's a road, right? It's good that someone's had to go at grading this because the last time I come up there it was just really deeply rutted and I was worried about taking the scooter up there, but it seems like in the last couple of months someone's had a go at it. Up further ahead there's actually a spot where I took a short video. I'll probably include that. I might voice over that because there's a lot of swearing in that because I was just really pleased with how lovely a day it was. But my mate and I stopped on this bend coming up and did a quick pan around with the camera. My intention was just to show my mate, what he should have been coming up and doing. I stopped here to whack it into four-wheel drive because there's a couple of steep downhill bits and there's no point in having only two-wheel drive going because sometimes that just makes the back wheels spin as you're going up this next friggin' steep hill, you don't want that. I think a lot of people would pee their pants at about this point because it's a pretty steep drop off to the left. But yeah, you try not to make a mess of the track. You don't want to be wheel spinning if you can avoid it, because that just digs the road up more, right? This isn't low range, this is just first gear. And it was about here that I had to stop and get off. Might have been there, I don't know. But then I basically just stuck it in gear 1 and pulled the trigger and walked along beside it while going up to here. My mate didn't get up that on his skateboard either. From here I was able to get back on it again. And I waited at this corner for him to catch up. Surprisingly not as far behind me as I expected, so the off-road skateboard's kind of interesting, if you're into that. It's pretty hard work, but yeah, not bad. This next hill I didn't get up either. Tried giving it a bit of a run up at about here, but it's got some big bumps in it. And I think I got to about here before it ran out of balls, and then I had to, get off it and push it the rest of the way up. It is pretty steep. Even still, it does take a lot of time off it, this track, doing it on the scooter versus walking. Well, here's where I'll get out and swap over. Well, there she goes, folks. Hope you enjoyed the little ride. Just give you a quick look at the scenery off to one side here. GoPro obviously survived the journey, but it's a nice little climb up the range. It's a kind of a local shortcut to the next town, but it's pretty fucking lovely country. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed the trip. I'm pretty impressed that my MX60 got up there. As I'll probably say in the voiceovers, I'll show you which hills I actually had to get off it and kind of use it in low gear and walk beside it because it wouldn't carry me up the hills, but generally speaking, pretty good.